Okay, so a couple months back, I did a video on City of Heroes, right? The first impressions video. Now, usually what you see on YouTube is channel will do a first impression game, or rather a first impression video on a game, and then we'll never touch that game again. I am sort of that guy, and also not at the same time, because as you can see, I've been making a lot of characters, man. Pages of them. I haven't leveled all of them up, but sometimes I just go in and play a couple of them. I don't know, it's fun. I never actually reached the actual end game. I'm still having a lot of fun, man. It's page 7. I know I do the Champions Online walkthrough on the channel and not City of Heroes, but to balance that out, I thought I would just show off the characters that I've made, and maybe you can understand why I've been just creating characters instead of just max leveling them. I will probably at some point in my loser life reach to a point where every one of them is max level, but I want to show the fashion, like, first and foremost. Like, the character creator allows me to do so many different things, and this is the character I've used on the first impressions video. See, that was my literal first character. No lies there. So now let's just jump into all the other characters I've made. I have so many. I don't know how long this video is gonna take. Let's just fucking go. So this is the first guy that we got, the classic medieval Black Knight, right? There's nothing interesting to see here. I've decided to forego using the Black Knight chest piece because that makes them even more buffer. Instead, I opted for the medieval pieces and only use the Black Knight pieces on the arms and legs to sort of balance it out. This is when I get that medieval sword and board itch. Then here we have the Black Typhoon. This is supposed to be a wind storm based character, but I kind of wanted to go for a Mongolian Turkish sort of theme with it. A Thor from the steppes, I guess. That was the vibe I went, and I know the skin color probably doesn't match, but they're supposed to be fucking god, in my head at least, right? That's the Black Typhoon right here. And then we have the Blight Lord, because of course I do have a Ghost Rider clone. Whenever you see this skull piece, like right here, the floating head, this one, the moment you see this, there's that itch inside you. You kind of have to make a sort of Ghost Rider-y character. I don't know. That's how human brain functions. And that's what happened. I was just browsing through the options and I'm like, whoop, I'm gonna make a Ghost Rider. Yep, here we go, let's go. And that's what it was. My plan would, if I ever level with this guy, I would probably use him with the Mastermind, because in the Beast Summoning skill line, there are a couple of skills that use chains. There you go. There we go. I don't know if it will be viable to only use a pet class, but not use the pets that come along with it. If I ever level this guy, I would only level him for with these skills. It would probably suck ass and everyone would hate me and I would get kicked out of any and every group. I realize that, but that's me, man. I value fun more than the meta, I suppose. And you are too. If you're watching this, if you're playing this game, you are me as well. Don't fool yourself, man. You don't care about the meta. If you did, you would be playing that... What the fuck is that game? World of Warcraft. You would play that fucking game, not this. Blue Spectrum. This is the guy you meet at one of the tutorials. I did the tutorial with the coyote in it, but then there was this other tutorial, I think it was called Galaxy City tutorial or some other, and there was this guy where you can either kill him. This is an NPC guy. You can either kill him or let him live. So I killed him just to see what happens, because I thought he wouldn't die in the tutorial, because like he's a hero, right? I thought that was an important NPC, but no, he fucking died, and then I felt bad. So after beating the tutorial, I went and I made this guy. I think I leveled him up to level 22 or whatever. I played with this guy a lot because I felt bad. And on the similar vein with the tutorial characters, here is the exact copy of the coyote from the other tutorial, because one of you guys commented that he is supposed to be... He is a character from a developer of the game that passed away, but he couldn't see the actual game's launch, I believe. But like, he was an important figure back in the day. I've never played City of Heroes like when it was actually out, so I don't know about that lore, but some of you one of you commented on it in my first impressions video. I'm like, holy shit, that's epic. And I just went ahead and did it because it's fun. The character creator is fun. I'm essentially playing Barbie dress up here, but it's fun, man. I don't know what to say. And here. Oh, I love this character so much. You know what his name is? You know what his name is? Lord Darkblood, because he is edge. He's so edgy. Like, can you see? This is like that Skeletor or fucking Dr. Fate, but if he was evil, you know? All of that. And maybe some Power Ranger villains as well. He looks so corny, but I love him because he's all about the edge. Look at that aura, look at that face, man. He is edge incarnate. Mr. Lord Darkblood. Holy shit. And then we have this guy, Mr. Darkbolt. I've always loved a buff guy with the metal arms, bro. As like a black Shazam, you know? With the like an orange thunder. I don't know. I think he turned out good, man. Especially with that eye bit. I like what I did there. Captain Dynamo. This is an homage to the player character in Champions Online. There's a guy there with this character. I've seen him play that game, like fly around with this character for I don't know how many years. So I'm like, okay, I'll make him here too, because it's a simple design and I can replicate it here. I don't think he has these gloves. I added the gloves here myself. Yeah, like it's an interesting electric buzz kind of character. Yeah. Simple. Eli V, that's this guy's name. He is supposed to be the twin brother of the character I played as on the first impressions video. That's kind of the lore. Like, he's red and this guy's blue. Okay, this is one of my newer creations. I call this guy the Pilgrim. He is supposed to be this fucking bounty hunter guy. I don't know if I want to give him like dual pistols or dual crossbows. I would rather, like, if I could, I don't know if the game allows it, probably not, like a two-handed but a large crossbow. I think that would fit the theme better, but even so, even the dual pistols or the dual crossbows would work well, I suppose. I never took this guy in game, but yeah, I think it's good. No, especially the face. I like the face. I like the cross eyes. Not crossed eyes, but cross eyes. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I have 3 of these guys. These are supposed to be the best value versions of League of Assassins, but with a little like kind of my spin on it, I guess. I just put the mummified thing and try to leave the ninja theme behind, but I think they still kind of look like ninjas. But I don't know. So this would be the initiation, like the prospect level, the rookie. These would be a little upgraded versions, like they've been through some training and all that. And these would be the graduation. This is the actual uniform attire of the assassin. I think it's pretty cool, isn't it? I think it's pretty cool. And this would be like the champion, right? I think like he would be maybe the master of them or whatever. This is all headcanon lore, by the way. I'm just making bullshit just from making characters. It looks cool. Hey, it looks cool. This here is Mr. Firewing, another character I quote-unquote copied from somewhere else. I think he was like a dungeon boss in Champions Online. Maybe I can show you that in the walkthroughs or the Journey to Max Level series. But essentially, I think I don't have to explain this, right? He's a guy with the fire wings. His name is Firewing. You don't have to be a genius to figure out what his power is gonna be, right? Yeah, okay. I'm moving on. And this guy, you know who this guy is? I bet you most of you don't know who this guy is. This guy is Thor, if you can believe it. But Thor, before the Marvel Thor in the comics that you know. Before that, there was a Thor comic. I think it was from the Fox comics. Like, this is known as the Fox Thor. And it's so funny that after a couple, I think he has 5 issues at the most, then he's cancelled because no one fucking buys a comic book with this fucking guy, right? But after that Fox Thor comic run dies out, Marvel immediately releases his own Thor with the Jack Kirby design that we all know and love so much. It's interesting, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anyone stole anything. Thank God they didn't steal this design. But hey, you can do it in City of Heroes if you ever want to be a naked Norse dude, I suppose. Now this guy here, I call this the Ghost Hunter. This is an alien with the force magics. I say force magics, but think of like the Jedi force powers. Fuse them with Susan Storm from Fantastic Four. That would be the powers of this guy. Maybe a little Martian Manhunter too here and there. Like Martian Manhunter and Vision go like invisible and people can like phase through them. Maybe add that too, because it feels like it would fit this guy, right? That's the guy in my head. This is my discount Batman, named Galarian. This character actually has a much better design in Champions Online. I did this guy there also after here. I should put up a picture of him here there on the screen somewhere. Yeah, like he looks much better than this. With City of Heroes standards, I think this is still looking fine, no? And this guy right here is the modern Roman legionnaire centurion guy character dude, Roman era golden eagle man, golden clad, whatever the fuck, all those combination of words. This is the modern centurion superhero guy. The inspiration came from the Shining Knight from Justice League Unlimited. If you know, you know. So that was a take on a knight superhero in modern time. So I tried to replicate that, but instead of the medieval era knights, I went with the Roman centurion because you Westerners like that shit for some reason. I don't know why you like the best empire on earth, but you do. You do. Here though, we like the Ottoman Empire. Oh, this guy. This is one of my favorite characters. You know what he's called? He's called the Green Stash. He's supposed to be a joke character. I don't know if you have any joke devices in this game. Champions Online has a lot of them. And I made this guy in Champions Online as well. I think he turned out much better in Champions Online again. But here, I think this is a pretty funny look as well. I think Champions Online won better, even though this one has the funnier face. This guy is supposed to be my homage to the protagonist of the game called Hatred. You remember? Anyone remembers that game? The banned video game. In the game you had to kill innocent people. It was on the news, man. It was banned all over. It was banned here, it was banned there, it was banned everywhere. It had that funny intro cutscene with the guy saying, I just fucking hate this world and everyone living in it.
My name is not important. What is important is what I'm going to do. I just fucking hate this world and these human worms feasting on its carcass.
And then the game starts and you just start killing random civilians on the street. That literally was the game. The entire world apparently didn't like that, even though we had games where you can do much worse shit, you know. But sure, I think I just added the cross and skull mask. The rest is pretty much the same as that character. Maybe the tattered pants weren't there as well. But yeah, this is the Hatred guy, the edgelord himself. This is, I think you already guessed it, right? This is Hercules. He looks so Hercules. Look at that face, look at that beard. Isn't he the most Hercules you've ever Herculed? Huh? Was that even a sentence? Looks simple, I know, but it does the job. I don't think you need to do much with Hercule, right? It's a very simple idea. I think it gives the idea across. If I could, this skull on the shoulder would be a lion mane thingamajig. I don't think you can do that in this game. Even if you have those costume options, I don't have them unlocked. So this was the best I could do. Now this guy here, I called him the high kicker. I wanted to use only the kicking skills, martial arts skills. Again, it's probably not viable because why the hell would you want to limit yourself even though you have gazillion skills in this game? But I don't know, it's the theme I thought of with this guy. This is the guy that kicks with his fucking huge boot gauntlet technology thingies, I guess. And if he's so smart, why wouldn't he make the punching versions of the same tech, right? But you don't get to question me and get off my back. Alright, this is the high kicker man. And this guy is the Impulse Dynamo, that's what I call him. I love the color work on this. I'm so proud of it, even though the colors are all right there to the right. I just have to fucking use my eyes to pick the ones that look good. Like it's not, I'm not actually doing anything. But still, it looks pretty complimentary, pretty cool. The power comes from the gauntlets, if you can tell. I think he can do fucking gravity magics with them. The gravity power set in this game is so fun. It's actually so fun. A little problematic and chaotic in a group setting, but super fun. I wish other games let you manipulate time, music, and gravity as much as this game does. Because holy fuck. Okay, continuing from the godly guys, this is my take on the frost giant Ymir. I gave him a black, like decrepit sort of skin because he's cold, you know? He's supposed to be cold. That skin's supposed to be, I don't know. He doesn't like that, even though he's blue and he's the lord of that. But you know what I mean, right? Just get off my back, bro. You look at this guy, you're like, oh, this guy is very frosty, right? That's it. If you say that, I did my job. The character did his job. This guy, I call him Jolt Out. I don't know if you can use like an electrical teleport powers in this game, but if you can, it would be this. This is sort of my take on like the super speed characters like the Flash, Quicksilver, whatever. Instead of running faster though, I'd like them to teleport, like they turn into the lightning itself. They're like bzzz, like a lightning strikes them from the sky and then they fucking fly around, or rather lightning around. Teleport around with that lightning speed. That would be my take with this guy. And instead of using his punches and kicks, I think I would give him like a lightsaber. Like imagine a yellow lightsaber. This would be more tech savvy speedster that uses actual lightning. I don't know. That's the idea. That's the idea. Now this guy is my take on the Green Arrow, but instead of green, he's apparently black. Because look at this mask work that I have done. Isn't this insane? Look at that. Look at that. You wanna know why I'm so amazed by this? Because if you take that shit out, like usually this is the mask piece. The mask doesn't even give you that like skull thingy normally. But if you couple it with the bandit detail too, like you see that, and you also have to choose the chiseled shape for it. Otherwise, you lose the sharpness at the bottom there, like towards the mouth. I don't know, this came out super good. He's like a zombie archer, I guess. This is a robot, if you couldn't tell. I named him Killtron because he kills people and he's very trony, I guess. I don't know what Tron means. The robot, simple robot man. I guess you can use the mastermind with the tech robot thingies as a class. There we go. This is that guy. Now this guy here was my first attempt at a Speedster Flash sort of character. I was gonna use like a teal sort of speed effect, electric effect with this. But then tinkering more, I decided to went with the Jolt Out, with the lightning teleport guy. But if I wouldn't use that, I would use this guy. Now this fat fuck right here is my take on Bacchus. He's the god of wine and fun. I like him, he's pretty cool. Maybe we should make the gauntlets metal though, instead of gold. Right? Let's see how that looks. Instead of that, maybe this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It looks much better like this. Gives him an edge. I think so. I don't know. And this guy right here, I call him the Magnitude 10. This is the Earth guy. The Earth and Ice is an interesting combo. The Earth and Ice powers, they make your movement speed so fucking slow. Both yourself as the player and the enemies. No one can walk around. No one can fucking have any fun with this build, yourself included, which is why this is a magnitude 10 level threat. Because when you see this guy in both your team or the enemy team, you're like, bro, this guy's cancer. Like, we can't move. This here is the Mermaid Man, because what's a superhero game without your Aquaman clone, right? Your best value Submariner. Also, can we say that Submariner is a very stupid name for a superhero? Namor, his actual name is pretty cool. But Submariner, bro? What the hell? Even Mermaid Man here sounds better. Yeah? Mermaid Man. But this guy, I call him the Manphibian, and I have a much cooler version of him in Champions Online. I'll probably show him on screen right now for you to see. And yeah, he looks much better on Champions Online than here. But this was the best I could do. This is my take on the Red Tornado, which is a superhero from DC. But that guy can only control the air because his name is Red Tornado, right? Instead, I would rather have this guy be like the Avatar, you know? Have all the elemental genes put inside this guy. That's the idea. Or maybe I will just use him as a normal Iron Man guy. Don't know yet, but this is how he looks. This guy is King Midas, or Midas, however you wanna pronounce it. The guy who has a very icky hand where whatever he touches turns to gold. He turned out very good. We have a little clipping issue at the ass there, and it makes it a little cringe to play as your character because you would be seeing this ass clipping all the time. But for everyone else, this is an eye candy. Now this guy here is what I like to call is no cop, because as you can see, he's not a cop. He may look like a cop, but he's not. You wanna know why? Because he wears a fucking welding fucking mask, and he has this weird ass gun. A gun that can shoot flamethrowers and shotgun shells, grenade launchers, and assault rifle and buckshot ammunition. This guy has it all. This can't be a cop. Imagine our cops doing this. In fact, don't imagine that, because some of you probably live in America, bro. Don't imagine that. I'm sorry. That's like a nightmare scenario for you. I'm sorry. So this guy here, I don't know what power set would work with him. My idea was to have like a godly character akin to like maybe a demigod, akin to Hercules, Thor, or whatever along those lines. I know Thor is not a demigod. Just work with me here. The main inspiration from this guy came from like the antagonist of the third Thor movie, fused with those Titan constructs from World of Warcraft. Does that make any sense? If it does, that was the inspiration. He has a funny face. He looks very wise. I like him. I like him. He brings me joy. I feel very smart looking at him. Or at least I can tell he is very smart when I look at him, which was the idea. This guy is what I'd like to call Nucleus. He's a zombie Superman guy that can actually raise the dead. So he's like a sort of necromancer zombie Superman guy. He's supposed to be a villain, even though he doesn't have any villain colors. Maybe he was a hero that has fallen and become this. He was like a noble sacrifice, like that guy from at the end of Chris's campaign from Resident Evil 6. I can remember his name because he was very boring. But maybe he is this guy too. I don't know. These are inspirations, man. Doesn't have to make sense. Oh, this guy I like. This is my Craven the Hunter, Puma, whatever the fucking... like the primal jungle superhero guy. I call him Ocelotl, which is what I think it's the Aztecs, right? It was an actual soldier unit. It's like saying Ocelot, but at the end you add an L there too, like Ocelotl. I think that's the pronunciation. If not, I'm butchering it. It's fine. Who cares? I'm not from there. That's not my culture. I'm trying my best, and I tried to make the look because I love the Aztec soldier costumes. They were the first superhero costume because they wore all tights. But yeah, that it was a take on that. The guy with the power to, I don't know, talk to all animals, primal animals, tame them. Maybe some plant manipulation? I don't know. That's the idea though. The jungle guy, the green hero. This guy is who I like to call as the old man in the mountain. He is based on San Sabah, which is the actual real life version of the guy at the head of the assassins. You know the game Assassin's Creed? Now that game is all gibberish, but the assassin order actually existed there in the real life, and it was led by an old man in the mountains who is said to have, he never dies, because what he did was he kept replacing himself after he's dead with another old fucking minion. He would call them Fedais. So everyone would sort of roleplay as he never dies, he's always the old man in the mountain, but actually in secret, when one of them died, the other took their place, which was actually also the main inspiration behind the DC Universe's Ra's al Ghul, if you can ever believe it. Because he never dies, that comes from here too. So yeah, this is the old man in the mountains with the assassins group. Now this guy I like. I call him the Park Brawler because the game's hub is called Atlas Park, and I just use this guy in Atlas Park. I just beat up fucking goons. Normal goons, okay? Normal, the actual word, the definition of the word goon. Not what you fucks are using right now. I hate the youth. I hate the new generation. Words used to mean something, man. Anyhow, this is my street level superhero take. He's supposed to be like the Luke Cage, I suppose, but with a little modern twist. Question mark with the eye shit. I stole that from the mutants from Gotham's Future, from Dark Knight Returns. They would all wear these visor thingies in a way to show you that that's the future. I don't know, man. I'm just smashing all the ideas together as if a toddler, smashing the toy trucks That's what I'm doing here. Now you remember how I had the mummified ninja League of Assassins-esque faction? So I would argue that this is like the antagonist of that faction. See, they're also mummified faces. They also have mummified faces. But these would be the modern ones, right? They're wearing very modern shit. They would use probably guns, whereas the other ninja guys would use bows and arrows. As for their leader, I guess he would be something like this. Let's call them crows, I guess. The ninjas versus crows. He would either look something like this, or we can have him look something like this. I haven't decided yet. This is an ongoing project. This has more flair to it, but like imagine a fight between this guy and the old man. That the old man and the mountain guy. That the modern man versus the old. Maybe he's the apprentice of the old man. He was. I don't know. You know. I don't know. You can go anywhere here. You can go anywhere with this. With my level of autism. This here is who I like to call polar mane. I never make characters with fucking animal bodies, animal tails, or whatever, because that's a furry art, and I don't swim around in that pond, okay? I never have, never will. I have my own ideas about them that I will not share, but even so, this fucking face, like he looks like he's smiling. You see that? You see that when you look at him from afar? That was so funny to me. And I tried the humanoid faces with this look, but this fit the best. I don't know why. So he is the polar mane with the ice powers. If I could, I would make him a bear. The game doesn't have any bear faces, and you can't just take the mane away. So I can't have him be a bear head. I think that would look a lot better. A polar bear with the ice powers as a superhero. I don't know, it's very stupid. This guy is the mind guy. I call him the psionic. He's very simple. Very simple design, as you can see. Very heroic. 3 to 4 colors. The colors, the pinks on the gloves and the center of the belt is different for the look to pop, if that makes sense, for the eyes. But yeah, very simple mind character. I love him. I like him. This here is who I call the Silver Spartan. Give this guy a shield, give this guy a gun, if I could have him hold this gun on his hip with the shield, he would be that guy, you know? He just would be that guy. The modern, or like the realistic Captain America, right? You can just throw the shield, man. You gotta have a gun. The shield is good to protect yourself, but you gotta have a gun, bro. But the gun, man. So yeah, this here is who I like to call Squall. Very simple wind character at the maximum level with all the aura skills in this game. This guy looks actually amazing, and it feels amazing to play. I think I leveled this guy up to 25-ish and then deleted him. But before that, I was having a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Very simple design. I didn't have to think hard on it. But the colors made my job a lot easier. The colors carry this look hard. Much like Ymir, this is my take on Surtur, the fire giant from the Norse mythos. Very simple design, but you don't have to go hard with most of the godly designs, exception of, I think, Thor and Midas. I think I went hard on those two. Thor, not the fox Thor that I showed. I did another Thor that's gonna come later. He's actually pretty cool. But this is Surtur, very simple fire giant. He is very lava-y, very volcano-y. No surprise there. Oh, and you know this guy. This is the guy I used in the first impressions video. He's called Supremus. He's based on an indie comic in my country. He's your typical not Superman guy. His story is that he's trying to do good but fails miserably. So then he goes on an imposed self-exile, and that in turn makes the whole situation worse. So then he has to come back. That's his entire gimmick, his take on the Superman mythos. But I went ahead and did a secondary costume on him. He can carry this look, but I feel like the other one is more iconic. I don't know if I'm saying that because I looked at that model, like this model, much more than the new one. But I don't know, or maybe my eyes, or all of our eyes, are used to the Superman color placement much better than this one. But the color work is doing a lot of job here. Again, the color work is carrying most of my designs. Not that I'm fucking doing anything amazing here. Now I call this guy the gunmetal. The gunmetal. He's supposed to be, in my head, the Tackus Finlay from StarCraft 2 of the industrial age. That's literally the idea. The steampunk version of a StarCraft marine soldier man. He has the aura, he has the look, but does he have the will? You know, that type shit. Now this was my attempt at a Minotaur, you know, the Greek legends, the myths. The Minotaur. This is the simple version I did. I played with this look for about 10 to 12 levels, but then I came across a trailer for 2D fighter game like Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and they had a character there who is Beta Ray Bill, who's the brother to Thor, the Thor that has a fucking horse head. he's an alien, I guess. I'm not sure about the story, but he's he's Thor's brother. But instead of looking like a human, he looks like a horse. The space horse Thor. So I'm like, that's a very funny idea. So I tried to change this simple, quote unquote, simple Minotaur look to a Thor version. And I come up with this look. This is the Cosmic Minotaur. Like, that's what I'm talking about with this game. You can just think of a very stupid thing to do and just see how it goes. And then, I don't know, something amazing might happen, might not. That's up to the audience, I guess. Rate all these costumes, man. Rate them for me. I'm just having fun here, as you can see. And now look at my man. Do I even have to tell you who this guy is? This is my take on Thor the Mighty, Thor the Brave. Okay, so what did I do? I tried to keep it as close to the myth as possible, even though you could argue Marvel is doing, like, writing the myth in our time. But in the myth, he has a belt that gives him huge power, right? Like, most of his power comes from his fucking belt. So that's why the belt is there. And why is one arm metal and one bracelet is fucking have Christmas lights on it? Because, again, in the myth, he is wearing that fucking gauntlet, and that's how he's able to recall Mjolnir to him. He doesn't do that in the movies, in the Marvels, but that's how he is. The different shoulder pieces I've always liked to use because of Judge Dredd. I think he was the first guy who made them popular, and I'm trying to replicate that here. Because Thor killed a lot of frost giants, I put a frost thingy on one shoulder, and in the other, I don't know, I guess this is the headpiece of some guy that he killed. Probably. He's Thor, man. He probably killed a lot of people. A lot of gods. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I didn't play the new God of War game with the fat Thor. I don't know what he does. But that's how I think he would be. That's how I think he would look. There we go. This is my Thor. And speaking of thundery characters, this is who I like to call Thundershaw. He's like the amalgamation of Thor and Broly from Dragon Ball and Wei Yan from Dynasty Warriors series. Very, very weird concoction there of three characters, but those three were the main inspirations behind Mr. Thundershaw over here. Very sleek, very cool, very and that's the lightning sound. Now this here is an homage to Mr. Tundrax. Of course, I made a lot of homages to a lot of people, I suppose. Some of them alive, and some of them, sadly, they're no longer with us, as is the case with Tundrax, Mr. Craig, Mr. Scott. He was a huge inspiration to most players that used to play, and even playing now, Champions Online. He was a huge guy there. Very nice guy, very nice guy. Sadly, he passed away a couple years back. So yeah, this is just an homage to Tundrax. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. I miss that dude. Now this guy, I have no idea what I even named him. I don't even know what kind of lore I have in mind for him. I tried to make a very weird, one-off sci-fi guy. Maybe he can tell you the future. I don't know. He's like he's a ball. He's a flying ball. You know, one of those like 8-ball thingies that can tell you your fortune. Maybe this is that guy turned into a human, or rather like a humanoid. I have no idea, man. Hey, again, the colors are doing my work for me. He looks pretty cool, you can't deny that. This here is what I like to call Mr. Venator, which means hunter in Latin. He is my take on Mr. Black Bolt, who likes to yell a lot, even though he likes it so much he doesn't do it a lot, because if he yells we would all die. So he whispers for us. Thank you, Black Bolt. Thank you, Venator. You guys are very nice. This here is like a joke, semi-serious character who who I named this as West Side Avenger. He's supposed to be another street level superhero. Look, he's blinding himself. I don't think this guy is blind, but he likes to use the blindfold because he thinks he's gonna make his skills sharper. He's supposed to be a very good martial artist, but he's somewhat special, you know? And he thinks greatness comes from extreme hardship. So this is his costume, and he goes out like this in full blindfold and tries to fight the bad guys. He's trying to hone his senses. I don't know where I'm going with this headcanon, but that was literally the idea. And this is the same idea, but with a more, I guess, realism take sprinkled in. It's just a dude who's good at fighting, who's good at punching, and he's just a street vigilante, you know? He's trying to keep his neighborhood safe. That's the idea. He's wearing a little chainmail inside his jacket. He has some cool spikes on the shoulders, some wrappings on his hands. Just two good fists. That's all you need. That's all you need with this guy. And this is if you wanna go even more old school with the street level superhero shtick. Mr. Yellow Coat. You can like treat this guy as the Grey Ghost, the Green Hornet, or the Crimson Avenger. All of them would be very accurate inspirations for this character. And maybe the guy from Fallout 3. Sometimes he comes in when it's during the slow motion shots that he saves you. I don't know what his name is. Mysterious Stranger? I guess. Yeah, that too. Mr. Yellowcoat, that's what this guy is. And with that, I think we're done. Those are all the characters I did in this game in the span of 2 months before, like after I made that first impressions video. I still haven't reached maxable with any of the said characters because I can't stop making new characters. How many pages I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not saying those numbers. I'm not saying the funny numbers. I know what you're trying to do. We can't use words like goon. We can't use numbers like 6 and 8. A case in point. Look at what you guys done. Look at what you guys done. Now, if I'll ever do like Journey to the Max level with City of Heroes, as I'm doing right now with Champions Online, I don't know, but let me know if you want, because maybe that would give me like a push to make one of these guys max level for once. Like, holy shit. And also, if you wouldn't mind any of the characters that I've showed, if you could rank them, like rate them from 1 to 10, 1 out of 10, 8 out of 10, I would appreciate it. I like fashion in games. I like player fashion in games. And if you have baller fashions, I don't know how, but send them to me. Or maybe we could meet in game and I can sort of record myself judging your character, rating your character. That would be fun too. I don't know, but that's this video. I don't even know why I wanted to make this video, but I want to talk about my stupid ideas, I guess. So here we go. That's the video. I'm out. I'm terrible at goodbyes, so bye.